What is going on, everyone? It is Tuesday. This is the UnMasked after show. Man, that was crazy. EV vehicles, and I wanted to answer a lot of those questions, and there was a lot they didn't even get to. So if you're having any questions about electric vehicles, DC to DC converters, I'll see what I can do. And we got a few builds to talk about. But without further ado, let's kick off the intro. I'll see you guys in 3 minutes.
Livin Loud.
Would you look at that?
Livin Loud Swag.
I don't care how you guys got here. I appreciate that you're here. And who is that guy looking through the window there? Anyway, back to the regularly scheduled program. This is the UnMasked after show. No giveaway here, but we have fun. That's Tuesdays between Kicker and I. I appreciate you guys tuning in. And man, I have been up in this studio more than I've been at Sheets working, getting this Titan series video going. And man, electric vehicles, that's kind of up my alley. I really want an EV. I have an electric moped and I have a system on it. So I kind of know the basics of how this stuff works. I appreciate you guys tuning in. And man, you know, it's Tuesday. How about that show? We had 200 people on there. I know we weren't streaming on my channel anymore. If you know, you know. And hey, I'm just happy that we can all congregate in one place on Kicker and watch the Unmasked show. Honestly, it just feels right. And then, hey, the after show is here, kicking it with Andy, and we like to have fun on Fridays too. So thank you guys for being here, man. And yes, here we go. Budget Audio with Jay, what is up? Appreciate you, man. If you guys haven't already seen it, we got a nice little review video on his channel. Thank you for tuning in. What is up, Stuart? Thank you for hanging out with us tonight, man. Awesome. Sup, Andy? What's on fire tonight? An EV battery. You know, and I feel like there were so many good questions about the EV batteries. And, you know, they are new, but it's all high voltage stuff. And, you know, there's a reason why it's high voltage. Trust me, there's a lot of guys out in the lanes that have, you know, 50 batteries, especially back in the day. It was like, you know, they'd have 20 AGMs all wired in parallel. Well, with these EVs, everything's wired in series, just a lot of them, up to 300 to 400 volts. And there's a reason behind that. Simply put, you know, power is power, and voltage times current equals watts, right? So the deadly thing about power mostly is amperage, is current. Voltage is potential, so you could still fry yourself pretty good on these EV batteries, and that's the part that they were talking about. Don't touch the orange wire unless it's Warhorse wire, then you're good. Well, maybe you can hook up the Warhorse wire, right, too? I don't know. Either way, and we're going to talk about that, too, with EVs of just, hey, 12 volt, how much power can I run on that? Or maybe I could just run a, I don't know, like a 300 volt system. You know, an amplifier that takes high power. Look at that. 300 volts DC, 1,000 or 160,000 watts. So we're going to go over all the A's and B's and maybe up to C. I don't know about Z. I appreciate you guys all being here. And there is the caboose. Thank you for tuning in, Cornut. Livin Loud with Andy sent me. I appreciate you, man. That was nuts. MBE sent me. MBE sent me. I hope somebody wins that L7X he's giving away. Appreciate you guys all hanging out with us in the Kicker chat. It was definitely lit. What's going on, Log? Thank you for tuning in. I see you found my buddy Dubby. He is awesome. Appreciate you tuning in and being here, dude. This guy's on TikTok mostly. Go check him out, too. Facebook as well. Thanks for being here, man. 25, it is definitely rigged. This guy literally won back-to-back on Kicking It With Andy and Kicker Unmasked. Back-to-back, I can't even. Thank you for being here, 25. Appreciate that you're here with us tonight. We got 43 of you guys up here on StreamYard. Looks like we have a few on Kicker Club because we only got 34 on YouTube. I appreciate you guys tuning in with me tonight. And actually, I do have to pull up Kicker Club. And would you look at that? We literally, as I checked right before I went live, it's semi-planned. We just hit 35,000 members on Kicker Club. How cool is that? Thank you guys for being here, man. And, you know, I wish I could have saved all the comments and questions on the live stream because there were so many good ones, but you can't see a live chat for a while. But some of the ones that I remember I'm going to get to, but I got to say hello to everybody in the comments. Adrian, what is up? Thank you for tuning in from Houston. Appreciate you for being here. Anson, the 5K giveaway winner. What is up, gents? Thank you for being here as well, man. I hope your system's treating you good. And would you just look at it?
Would you look at that?
That's all you can do. Thank you for being here, Bubba. Appreciate you, man. And, man, you know, you guys literally make this show happen. Stuart, what is up? Throwing the pennies, starting it off early tonight. Thank you, Stuart. Where is the kegger for the party? Yeah, that is the after party. This is the after show. Two different things. Appreciate you nonetheless, Stuart. Thank you for being here. And look at all these members. I love it. You get your little fancy emojis. Yeah, we got an L7X emoji in Cookie Monster. We got the whole 9. Thank you guys for being here. And awesome. Uncle Bobby B, baby. What is up, Uncle Bobby?
Uncle Bobby B, baby. Uncle Bobby B.
Thank you for being here, dude. And yes, member emojis. Yes. You guys are nuts. There is Professor Blake. Thank you for being with us tonight as well, Blake. Yeah, we just got our wedding picture, so I'm like, you know what? I seen that one. I'm like, I've been waiting for this one forever. This was actually Blake waiting for our wedding to start. And yeah, you know, he just walked by, said, hey, you know, am I allowed to come to the wedding too? Thank you for being here, Blake. You are awesome. Yeah, there was a couple trolls. There's always trolls. What's going on, Sean? Thank you for tuning in. I did not know that there was a show out in Indianapolis at, well, Slamology location, if you didn't know. Another show. It's awesome, man. You know, Sean, I seen your comment on Kicker UnMasked about an L7T clock. Man, honestly, if you want to send it to me, you can hit me up at livinloudwithandy@gmail.com. No apostrophes, just livinloudwithandy. And if you want to send it to me, I can do it for you, man. Appreciate you, Sean. Just because you're part of the green team. What is going on? And there's the man, the myth, the legend. I tried getting you on there, Marius, on the Unmasked show. Ernie said he was going to talk to the guys. An excellent job tonight, everybody, man. Pro Audio Solutions, man. You know, their installs are top tier. They really are. But I am going to talk about your build tonight, man. Thank you for being here. Oh, no. MBE sent me. He's throwing the pennies. Purchase viewer 69. Thank you for tuning in, purchased viewer, and thank you for the pennies, man. I appreciate you, and as long as he sent you, that's all that matters, man. Hold on here. There's Fee Mobile Solutions. Thank you for tuning in, Fee. Brian, what is up? Thank you for being here as well, man. You guys are awesome. We got a few new people here. Okay, sorry about that. I was just catching up on the comments there. Trap House TV, thank you, bro. Watched the show, but was hoping MBE would get more love for showcasing new subs. Shout out SDK. Should have had enclosure before Christmas from Texas. That's awesome that you're going to get your enclosure from SDK and before Christmas. What better present could you get? Watch the show, but you know, hey, they got to get MBE back on there, man. Thank you so much, Trap House. I appreciate that you're here. All right, man, you guys are nuts. Dropping all these super chats, and I forgot to throw it up, but you just got to look at them both.
Well, would you look at that? Oh my gosh, just look at it. Just look at it.
Thank you, Todd. I appreciate you, man, for the $5 super chat. Both you guys, thank you, man, for being here, and thank you for supporting the channel. This guy is working on an L7X build, and I can't wait to hear it. Thank you for being here. Have fun at work, sir. We got a new member.
Well, would you look at that?
Would you just look at that? Fee Mobile Solutions became a YouTube member. Welcome to the green team, sir. Appreciate that you're here. Baba. Boom goes Baba.
I don't care what you say about kickers. This guy is a difference maker.
Thank you, Baba. You're a difference maker as well, too, sir. Thank you so much for 20 new memberships, and it is literally taken off with these memberships. I think we're getting through the bots, you know, the paid subscribers, however that stuff works nowadays, and we're actually hitting members that actually watch the channel and, you know, and they engage into the lives, man, and it is awesome. And you guys are growing this channel organically, and it's awesome. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you so much, and we are clipping away. Thank you, Baba. All right, I do want to show you guys something. Caught up on the super chats. Basehead30, what is up? Thank you for tuning in. We need to talk about these electric vehicles and their systems. Now, I want to show you Loud Fiat's. He was just commenting here. His high voltage system, like that Terramp I was showing you, it's a high voltage system. This is literally what he has. Now, this is not your practical daily thing. And as soon as people were talking about it on the UnMasked show, of, hey, can I do this? Hey, I'm thinking like, man, I would almost rather run a high voltage amplifier system, for the simple fact that's where I need the most power, and that's where I have it organically already in the car. And if I have an amplifier that works in that operating range, it would be a no-brainer because of efficiency losses through your DC to DC converter. And that's going to happen. Just like how your amplifier, it's not 100% efficient. Your heater, yep, it's 100% efficient because its only job is to make heat. Otherwise, you're wasting heat on the transfer and the little transistors inside and all that fun stuff. So it's a lot easier doing it that way. But then you got to look into BMSs. How much can that BMS handle with what the car is designed to do, just in general? But again, you're really not pulling that much more current for the amount of wattage you're doing because your voltage is so high. That's the difference. So when you're at, even in your house, you're at 100 volts compared to 10 volts. That's 10 times less the current you need on a, car versus a house. And then when you're talking a 300 or 400 watt system, that's 3 to 4x times that 10. That's 40 times, whatever, just less current that you need. And current is the main dictator of how big you need your wire gauge to be. For the simple fact, that's how that stuff works. The amount of current that's going through the wire and the distance. When you look up power charts, it's never wattage. It's not going to be. And that's why houses and EVs are high voltage, for the simple fact that there's less current that needs to go through the wire, and you don't need huge 1-aught, 4-aught, whatever runs going through your car to power everything. Yeah, sure, maybe one for the main Mamba Jamba, and that's about 100 amps, at 300 volts. That's 30,000 watts. And you could probably get away with 4-gauge, who knows? And that's the crazy thing about all this stuff. So when you're talking 12 volt, converting that from 300, you're solely relying on that DC to DC inverter. And that's where things kind of get slippery. Well, hey, how much was that going to charge my 12-volt battery system in the back of the car? Absolutely, just like your alternator would in your gas vehicle. It's going to be the same situation. But you're going to have a limited amount of charge time because you're relying on batteries and not fuel. So it is the same concept in theory. It's just you're not generating the power via, just gasoline engine. You're just doing it from a bigger battery, converting it to another battery setup that's at a lower voltage. And then again, those efficiency losses you're going to run into converting, that 300 volts to 12. And I'm sure the Tesla converter system is very, very good and probably pretty darn efficient because that's how it's going to control most of the car's interior electronics, your lights, your radio, your just everything. So it's got to be good to a point. But then do you want more than that? I'm sure there are probably aftermarket DC to DC inverters. But again, you're going to have to look at that BMS. How much can your BMS handle in that type of situation? Because I'm pretty sure those have BMSs. I would hope so. And those have limits. Hey, maybe you could run a ton. You just can't floor your car, too much current at the same time. And that's the name of the game, is current, man. It really is. Again, Bubba, thank you for the $20 super chat, the memberships. You guys are awesome. And Trap House with 10 memberships. Would you look at that? He just got to, man. And it is Tuesday.
This is what makes time travel possible. The flux capacitor.
Flux capacitor.
Thank you, Trap. I appreciate you, man. And I just had a ramble there for a minute because I know a lot of you guys come here to learn something, and EVs are going to be the future. And then maybe what type of battery is going to be the future? We don't know. Even solid state batteries, they don't have a really good cycle life from what I'm understanding. But they are pretty good. But still, batteries are the future. Gasoline, I don't think it's going to dwindle out. I feel like it's always going to be there, but how many people are using it? All depends. No, that is definitely Blake or DIY Audio Guy, and I keep forgetting to pull up my live stream on Kicker Club here. Is my internet not working? Oh, there I am. Hi. Okay. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Mike J, what is up? Ram, Professor Andy. Thank you, sir. I know you don't want to say it, but I know who Rick James. Yes. Rick James is in the house. Can you, Frank? What's going on, everybody? Man, you guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. Fee's like, it's worth more than $1. I keep it there just so it's just, you know, it's like a tip in the jar, man. You know, yes, we're here to make money, to buy new things, but that's not, the main idea is not to make money. It's enough to buy new things and keep everything afloat and have a little bit of growth with income. And then you got to balance it out, man. But again, you know, we are just doing car audio, man. This is a hobby. You know, you could wake up tomorrow and not do car audio and you might be okay still. It's not a big necessity. It is definitely a want, but I need the bass. Roger, he wants the fries. He wants them. Just, you know, you gotta let you know your order's up.
Ding, 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 ding. Fries are done.
I was gonna say, you gotta let me know what you want to order. Fries are done though. Thank you, Roger. Keep up the great work. Andy, appreciate you being here, man. And man, you guys are awesome. Roger, thank you, dude. Thank you. Loud Fiat is leading the high voltage car audio. Let's show his clip with Loud Fiat. Let me pull that up here. Now, if you guys didn't know, he's on YouTube. Just Google Loud Fiat on YouTube. And this is probably one of his most popular videos. Let's check it out.
All right, everybody, I'm about to turn on the high voltage amplifiers that are capable of a combined 390,000 watts of output. Here we go.
Sheesh,
First
that's a
thing,
lot.
We're going to turn on the bifurcated and dedicated 12-volt lithium battery, which is going to drive a bunch of the 12-volt circuitry for the amplifiers. So once that is up and running, we're going to turn on the breakers for the high voltage bus. All right, this is live and dangerous. Time to step away. Let's turn on the dash pod. All right. High voltage negative. We could hear the relay click when I do this. Sensor activated. There we go.
Probably need
So
a
now
circuit
the
breaker
wireless
for that
sensor
high
sending
voltage.
Next, we're going to turn on the precharger to send 400 volts to the high voltage bus. Bam! Finally,
360.
turn on the 12 volt to the amps. So now we're running at 386.4 volts.
Wow.
Let's check this out. 378 detected by this voltmeter.
It's a lot of volts.
High voltage on.
Thank you, Roger.
High voltage on. You have power, guys. Once again, first high voltage sound system running directly off of an electric car. This is a 2015 Fiat 500e running these high voltage amplifiers. We now have two of them, each capable of about 195,000 watts on paper maximum at 0.33 ohms at 400 volts. I'm running these at about 380. Currently not connected to speakers, but everything is running, active, working as it should. And if I turn everything off, we could see that because we have nothing connected to them,
I love those switches.
the high voltage bus continues to be energized as voltage is slowly lost through the capacitors
Right.
and other conductors in the amps. So this system
Complete
continues
shut-off.
to be dangerous without the speakers hooked up to be able to remove some of that voltage. It does
That's
take about a
crazy.
minute for this to fall down. At least it did in my last system with the Force 1. Thank you for watching. Can't wait to have these up and running.
That is honestly insane. Bassmaster for the win. Would you look at that? Absolutely, dude. I really thought that there were more systems that would have taken advantage of using an EV already battery bank setup. But again, maybe that's probably because of those BMS limitations, and a little bit of modification is needed, as you guys can tell, with what he had to do to run a high voltage amplifier system on a, just a electric vehicle, and not even just skip the DC to DC converter. Here I'm thinking more people could do it, and here he's saying he's the first one. I'm not sure exactly when that video was from, but I know that was not too long ago, 7 months ago. That's crazy. But how many people have an electric vehicle that want a toy? Ooh, I'm turning the wrong volume button up. Sorry, guys. I mean, if you guys like it that loud, I can turn it up that loud. I thought more people would have done it already, just because there are high voltage batteries and high voltage amplifier systems, and they can work together, as you could see. I do want to pick his brain more on that, though, because just learning about how that stuff works and how he had to integrate that into his system to make that work is killer. And then it totally eliminates the whole, I need to run a few banks of yin-longs at 16 volts for my 12, 14, 15 volt system, and rely on a DC to DC converter that can only supply 200 amps, give or take. I mean, that's how a normal, aftermarket alternator single charging system will pretty much give you, give or take. So it's not terrible. It's really not terrible, man. It's not. Thank you, Choke Change. And absolutely, man, impressive for sure. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Appreciate you, man. Baba with a $5 super chat. We're going to look at both of these together because I forgot again.
Well, would you look at that? Oh my gosh, just look at it. Just look at it.
It's all you can do is look at it. 45 people watching, but only 24 likes. Oh no. Oh no. Let's see how many we got now. We got 30 likes and 46. I appreciate you guys. Thank you, Baba. It really makes you just want to look at it. Jester, what sub is the most efficient along with the best power handling? Efficiency and power handling usually do not go hand in hand, because as soon as you start adding the ability to have more power handling, you add more weight, and then inherently your efficiency goes down. So a balanced woofer, let me take a wild guess. I'm kind of looking at a few of them, and they all have their pros and cons of, performance and efficiency and stuff along those lines, man. Honestly, the kicker comp from Walmart, the entry level, and even the golds, man, are really sleepers of speakers, and they are efficient, and they can take some power. They're not going to be a 1,000-watt RMS driver and be the most efficient. They're just not going to be. And even if the designer would design them in that way to be efficient, are they going to be able to play a wide variety of frequencies? Is it going to be a balanced driver that works well in a lot of enclosures, or is it just like a one-note wonder? And that's where you start pulling hairs, and it gets kind of nitty. And you kind of want to look at it like, what works best for me with what I want to do and the type of sound I want out of the enclosure that I plan to use and the amount of space that I have. And the more trial and error you do, the more you'll learn, hey, well, maybe that sub didn't work, and I'm going to try some other brands. I'm going to try a different way of going about this, or maybe I can get more efficiency out of building my enclosure in a different way. And those are the pros and cons. Absolutely. Thank you, VC. Appreciate you, man. StreamYard's being weird. As soon as I de-highlight it, it like highlights it. It's weird. Thank you, Budget J. Would y'all look at that?
Well, would you look at that? Oh my gosh, just look at it. Just look at it.
Thank you, man. Hit the like, subscribe, share, and notification button, y'all, and just look at it. That's all you can do. Thank you, man.
Would you look at that?
That's all you can do. Thank you, Budget. Jake with a $5 super chat. Would you look at that?
Well, would you look at that? Oh my gosh, just look at it. Just look at it.
This show's going sideways. Morning, people. Hit the like, grab a cold one. What's he at? 5%, abbreviated Twisted Tea, and share to support your boy. Thank you, Jake. And yeah, Twisted Teas for the win, man. I hope you've been doing well. And Mr. Todd needs an enclosure, sir. I know you're busy kicking out them flat packs and everything else, but good friend of mine, and I appreciate you, and I know you work hard, and I know you want to take care of my people, and I've been sending them your way, dude. Appreciate all that you do. check out SDK. Oh, wrong button. Check out SDK Enclosures on Facebook and get a design. Get a box. Get something that sounds good, man. What's going on, Charlie? He's on Facebook now. Appreciate ya. Yes, indeed, I absolutely need my bass therapy. SJC. What is up, SJC? Thank you for being here, dude. I haven't seen you in some time. Thank you for being here, dude. Oh, would you look at them pennies? Mike's roof is always leaking.
Ding, 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 ding. Fries are done.
Fries are done. Just kidding. Thank you, Jake. And yes, it is Leaking Twisted Tees. Bass with Kev, thank you for tuning in, dude. I made it. How's it going? You know, it's going good, dude. You know, I'm trying to make this Titan series video amazing, and then once I get done with this, man, I have so many ideas, and I'm not telling you nothing, because being a YouTuber, the more you learn, it's like, just don't tell them until it's done, and then you can tell them everything that's coming, because things come up. But I have a different thought of doing the channel a little bit, not too much, but just the way I want to do things and pump it out. And I appreciate all that you do for the community and pumping out all the demo videos, man, and just keeping the bass community alive. Thank you for being here, dude. Got a few of the other YouTubers here, man. It's awesome. Baba, would you look at that?
Would you look at that?
I'm pressing that one. We got $75 super chats. I must have gotten my government check today, just sending nothing but love out to the universe, and I believe it. Hey, waiting for that to hit. Same, man. Just got the Patreon check today. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you, man. And yes, we're still monetized, so we're able to keep the lights on this month. Appreciate you, Bubba, and thank you for all that you do for the channel and for the community. Audio Sellers, what's going on, dude? $5 super chat. I gotta throw it up for this guy. New guy here, man. I appreciate you.
Would you look at that? Oh my gosh, just look at it. Just look at it.
Look at that $5 super chat. Hope all is well, Andy. Glad to see you online, buddy. Man, you know, I feel like that's where I'm always at, is online. It's really insane. But you know what? I love doing this stuff. I really do. And, you know, it's just, I look forward to the times that I'm online and, you know, putting everything together and the behind the scenes stuff to be online. It makes it worth it, man. Thank you so much, Audio Sellers. Appreciate that you're here, and thank you for supporting, dude. Wait, man, we got I Need Bass here. What is up, Andy? Love you, buddy. Love you too, man. Appreciate that you're here. Man, we got everybody. I love you guys. This is Tuesday. This is the UnMasked after show, but we had a pretty big UnMasked show tonight, so I'm not too surprised. And it's Tuesday, man. I love Tuesdays. I love them. I really do. I'm trying to think what else I wanted to cover, because I feel like we went over a few things with the Fiat and the DC to DC converters. I know they were saying, even in this forum here, it was showing about 100 amps that the converters can do, 80 to 100 amps. And I know they were saying about the newer ones doing about 180. So either way, you know, that's like a stock alternator or an aftermarket at idle. Pretty good amount of, like, in-rush current to charge everything for your batteries. But still, you know, it's your, even whenever you have the best high output alternator and then you got really good batteries in the back and you're pulling more current than what your alternator can supply, you're running into the same issue as you would with an EV vehicle, where it's just you're pulling more current than the DC converter can dish out. So you're relying on your 12 volt source batteries that are separate from the 300, 400 volt system. So it's not really do or die. And whenever you have your extra batteries in the back, those obviously need charge, and it's going to be constantly pulling off of the converter, your alternator, if you will. So it is just going to pull a little bit of current, but how much? If you think about it, if you're pulling, we'll just keep it simple, 100 amps at 12 volts. I mean, we can even do 14 volts. 14 volts at 100 amps. How many watts is that? Just 14 times 10. That's 1,400 watts, and that's DC current. That's not what your amplifier's making. That's not exactly how everything works, and you don't get all that current from either your alternator or your DC to DC converter. It just doesn't work that way. Everything needs powered as well, and then there's losses and you know, weather and all that other fun stuff. But either way, you're pulling 1400 watts from that DC to DC converter, we'll just say all the time, you know, and you're playing your system and your batteries constantly need recharged, and you're pulling 2000 watts, more than what that can do. So that's always going to be pulling that 100 amps, that 1400 watts out of that battery that is rated for 30,000 kilowatts. 30,000 kilowatts is just 30,000 watts, you know, in an hour. That's kind of the simple way, and there's different ways to figure out watt hours, amp hours, and all that other fun stuff. But to keep it simple, you would have to pull that 1400 watts constantly, not driving your car, but just playing your system for 24 plus hours, and then your battery would die in your car. You know, so I don't know anybody really playing their system that long and not, you know, filling up. I don't know. That would be the same thing as you just started your car and sat in the driveway all day. It's really going to pull a little bit of more gas out of your car because your alternator's running harder and your engine's feeling the load, and that's a thing too. But we're not going to get into that. But still, you're running on a limited amount of time. But with gasoline, it's a lot easier and a little bit cheaper too. And you know what I forgot, guys? You didn't even tell me. The banner, man. God, would you look at that?
Would you look at that?
There we go. We're good. But yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to get into because, you know, these batteries are huge. And again, you know, if it's like, say it's a 30 kilowatt battery, you know, I would think that it would have a maximum discharge capability about 100 amps, which is 30,000 watts. And then if you just floored the car full load, it would be dead in about an hour. But that's no one drives like that. You know, they're stopping and going and coasting and acceleration and braking and regen. There's a lot that goes into these EV cars. I love this stuff. I really do. I put a stereo 12 volt system on my moped, and it's a 48 volt, well 52 volt system, and it's just a DC to DC converter, and a little transformer that lowers the voltage. And by doing that, I'm actually pulling a lot less current than I would because, you know, just it's a lower voltage. Well, it's a lower voltage, but out of that 48 volt system, I'm not pulling that much current to do whatever I need to do at 12 volts. It's not that much current coming from the battery, because that battery is at a higher voltage. So again, it's just all voltage and making things work. You can go crazy like Loud Fiat and just say, you know what, we're going to use these batteries, or you can just do what you normally do in your base car, and you know you got about 100 150 amps for your system, and that's it. Now, could you upgrade that? I'm sure you could. But again, I feel like you would run into the limitations of whatever that BMS could do in that big battery that's for your car, your engine per se. I feel like that would be a limitation because, again, when they build these cars, they're not building them for you to put a system into it, okay? They're putting a BMS in there, so if you overcurrent it, it shuts it off so that you don't blow up the batteries. And there can be a limitation on that. And I know a lot of you guys already know, but a lot of the lithium batteries these guys are running are coming out of EV vehicles. So they're good lithium batteries. They've been getting better. Now, maybe not the early Priuses with the NIMH batteries, but the Ford C-Max batteries, you know, and it's just, it works, man. BMWs, I forget what those are called, but those are skip cells as well. And just crazy stuff. Fries are done, Stuart. Baked Dev has arrived, and you're welcome. Would you look at that?
Would you look at that?
With the penny. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Now, I wonder if that's another Deviant. I don't know. Maybe it is, because he has arrived. And I see Dev, so Dev has arrived. Close enough, man. Appreciate you. Guys are awesome for being here, still tuning in. And I know you guys got a little bit out of that because you guys were actually listening to me there for a while. I love you guys. 39 likes, 37 people watching. That's the kind of stuff I want to see. Thank you guys for smashing a like and just being here, man. Let me catch up on the comments. What is going on? JKXE, appreciate ya. 25 is part of the red team. He's clipping. He is clipping. Low current because maths. Yes, math is hard. It can be adjusted. Hi-Fi and Big D are $5 Patreon, just an observation, not threat. Yes, they are, and I am Patreons of them as well. You get the behind the scenes. I feel like I don't want to, because it's like I want to almost experience it when everybody else experiences it too. That's just my understanding of it. And, you know, I get Patreon for behind the scenes and, you know, early releases and stuff. But I think it's more so just for the supporting of a brother, man. It really is. Thank you, guys. And YouTube can't take that away from us. They can't shut that part down. They can't do it. Wakey, wakey. It's the first of the month. Smell the bakey. Scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. Jester, sadly, after seeing all the photos of scary 12-volt wiring jobs, I can tell there is a substantial amount of people who have no business trying to install high-voltage systems. You know, and I'm always a little leery with, like, house wiring. One, we rent, so that's just, you know, if you know, you know. You don't know what wires or what, and how many circuits are connected to one. Let me tell you, I found out, like, 4 of my rooms are on one circuit breaker. Thank God this YouTube room is literally by itself. I could not have picked a better room for the YouTube room than Amp Dyno. And then I have an extension cord. It's literally like, I don't even know, 8 gauge, 10 gauge. It's like the thickest extension cord you can get for 25 feet. It was like $60 just so I could go to another room for the second power supply, because it's, you know, I need a separate circuit breaker. So I could just imagine somebody, you know, doing high voltage stuff that doesn't really know what they're doing. For the simple fact, you know, higher voltage does have higher potential. And that's what voltage is, just potential of energy. Current is the aftermath of the resistance of that power going through whatever resistance that is, and the pressure of that power. Now, why high voltage is more dangerous is the simple fact there's the person pushing the pressure, pushing the power is bigger and stronger. And for the same amount of resistance, you're going to have a ton more power. And that's why it's dangerous, because your body has a natural resistance. You know, whenever you wear rubber shoes, you can lower sorry, my eyes itching me. You can lower or whatever, help with resistance, and it just, you know, you don't get shocked. And isolators, or not insulators, that's the word I'm looking for. Either way, it can get a little dangerous just because it is higher voltage. And there's a reason why cars just don't run on high voltage all the time. But the EVs do, for the simple fact, because of all that current that they would have to do to have something that's 30,000 watts. You would see the guys that go to Slamology with the big builds and, like, you know, 4 runs of 1-aught, that would be on a Tesla just to go to Giant Eagle. Like, that's not practical. It's just not. So it could be easier, definitely could be easier, but, you know, we're still new to this stuff. Let's see what else I got here. Man, my eyes got like an eyelash. I got these long eyelashes, and they do not help me. It's Tuesday, isn't it? That's it. That is it. Thank you for being here again, man. Appreciate you. My work is dealing with the aftermath of Black Friday and Cyber Monday sales. Lots of work to do, man. Lots of work. Appreciate you being here, dude. You know, again, this Tuesday, I wanted to tell you guys, we're going to have, for Kicking It With Andy, we're going to have Mr. Robert Hi-Fi Vega on the show. Not sure exactly what we're going to talk about, but me and him, we can talk about pretty much anything. And then, literally, as I asked him that, I was talking to Ernie today. He's like, hey, you doing the after show? I'm like, yeah, I'm doing the after show. Sorry, I'm taking a nap, tired. And I was like, oh, yeah, by the way, I'm having Vega on for Kicking With Andy. He's like, oh, good, because he's coming down to Kicker the following Tuesday. So you're going to get a lot of Vega in the next 2 weeks, man. And heard Remy's coming on the UnMasked show, too. That's crazy. Love Remy, and I've been talking to him back and forth about the Titan series, and he actually watches the UnMasked show, man. No joke. Awesome guy. Excess power for the win, man. Good friend of mine now. You know, and thank you, Bill. Thank you, Bill. 480 volts of AC can blow chunks off your body. You know, I have watched Jurassic Park, and I will never forget, you know, the dad going up to the electric fence. Every time I'm somewhere, I do that, you know, because, yeah, you could die. You wouldn't even know. You can't even let go. Chunks in the air like graboids and tremors, man. Yep. That's it. Cybertruck going to be 48 volt default. Really? I didn't know that. I mean, I'm used to 48 volt just because of the e-bike. A lot of golf carts are 48 volt, well, 52, 54, depending what kind of batteries you're using. But right, Cybertruck looks awesome, dude. I was going to put a little bit of things together for tonight's show regarding EVs and stuff, and I'm like, I'm just going to go off the cuff a little bit. I have a few things that I showed. But there's a lot that goes into electric vehicles and just this whole conversation, man. But I do enjoy it because it's electricity, it's power, it's batteries. It just sparks something underneath me, man. I don't know what it is. I like it. I enjoy it, man. Club's going up on a Tuesday. All right, guys, do you have any questions? Otherwise, I don't need to hold you guys here the whole hour. And we still have an after party to get to, and I need to go to bed early tonight. So like 1 hour on the after party, and that's it. No 3 in the morning, Jake. I would love to talk to you guys until 6 a.m., but then I would never sleep. I would just stay up all day, and my eyes would be bugging. Trap House TV with another $5 super chat. Would you look at that?
Well, would you look at that? Oh my gosh, just look at it. Just look at it.
Thank you, Trap. SDK has great customer service on Facebook for enclosures. Absolutely, man. You know, I feel like a lot of these designers or box builders, I mean, you know, even MBE, everybody that deals with the community, you know, the community's not all good. You know, we all know that. And that's why a lot of the guys come here for safe haven, you know, because there's some pretty, you know, just out there people that are real demanding or just, you know, kind of 0 stars out of 5 because it was my fault that I did something wrong. So they deal with that stuff all the time. And for Jake and for any of those guys to get on the phone or answer the phone through via text message, because that's, you know, it's 2023. And to have a civil conversation and get things done and be reasonable. 5 stars for that, man, just because I know, you know, it's a lot of work. Thank goodness I don't deal with too much of that, honestly, other than the YouTube comment section, but not too often. And that's why I strive so hard to make content that isn't, oh man, you did that wrong, let me tell you why. And I try to learn before I go and preach. And that's the hardest thing doing these live streams, because it is off the cuff and you start saying things that maybe you don't know everything about. And that's the fun part about it, because I do learn eventually and it makes it better. And, you know, it's just the whole thing of just doing all this with the community, with the people. And kudos to them too, man. Big time. Thank you, Trap. Appreciate you guys. After party for the win. Thank you, 25. Adrian, which excess power lithium 12 volt guess Uber best under the hood? I got that one. You know, from what I understand, you know, there's going to be pros and cons or people's opinions about batteries under the hood. And it's worse than a paperclip debacle of people talking, man, with batteries under the hood. Are they good? Are they not? Companies going back and forth. And, you know, in my opinion, from what I understand, you know, any battery is really not good under the hood. High heat is bad on anything electrical. But when batteries are designed to work under the hood in high temperature environments, they're going to give you the best chance out of any battery. Now, there is still a chance of heat transfer going through that wire into the battery. It doesn't matter what kind of insulation you got around it, it goes through the metal that the power is being discharged through the battery to whatever. And the engine heat and just everything that's connected because heat transfers. Now, it's not going to be terrible, but it's still a thing that you have to think about. Now, Excess Power does make batteries that are under the hood, and there's other companies that make them. But to be honest, man, I feel like it depends your situation with your audio. What kind of voltage you want to run. And that's why I love, and I know people say, oh, it's 5 series, you can only charge to 14. These LTO series batteries have like 20,000 cycles, which is like 5 times more than any lithium iron phosphate. Lithium ion's got like 500 to 700 cycles, and same thing with lead acid. AGM's around, I don't know, 1,000 or something. I don't know, but it's not that good. So even if you're overcharging a little bit or cycling it more, you know, you have so many cycles to deal with. And by that time that the battery goes bad, you probably want a new one anyway. So my suggestion, if you're running a stock charging system, you're charging up to 14.4, you know, the usual stuff, the Titan S Series 5 or any 5 Series LTO is going to work out perfect for your system because you don't have to worry about resting voltages. If anything, the LTO will be pulling off your AGM or your lead acid, but I mean, that's just your starting battery anyway. And if you drive the car all the time, or at least every couple days, you're not going to be doing that much damage onto it. So the best lithium battery under the hood, yeah, you could go with the Titan 8 starting battery that they have, and it's encased and it's meant for your underhood of your exact vehicle, which is cool. And you might actually get more power that way. I know Bubba's been running his for, God, a year or two. No issues. So can you do it? Absolutely, man. The naysayers and people, blah, 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 you know, oh, maybe that's not the best. It's going to be bad. Maybe, yeah, some lithium is just not going to be good underneath your hood if it's not protected well. And that's the point, is the protection. But how much are you trying to protect your battery from heat? Protect your battery from overcycling or overvolting or undervolting. You know, if you don't run a big enough battery, you're doing the same damage as running a battery at 15 volts. It's supposed to be at 14. And, you know, it's just, it's give and take, man. And that's why I love doing this stuff, because I like the rabbit holes. I love learning about this stuff. And I've been the kind of guy where it's just, I've done what works. I've tried things that I shouldn't have. And I've learned, well, I can get away with this and I can't really get away with this. So let's do this. And it works. And that's the thing, where experience in this hobby is key. And me doing this YouTube and all the other YouTubers out there, we're doing the experience for you on top of what you're already doing. And it's a picture perfect world where everything works, man. Really, big time. So I would say the XS Titan under the hood, they even got the super capacitor banks that go under the hood. Those work too, and those can work on a wide range of operating voltages as well. I have a Group 34 AGM XS under the hood of Cookie Monster with an isolator between the JY40 lithium iron phosphates in the back. If it was a brand new AGM, I probably wouldn't even need an isolator because they almost rest at the same voltage, but my AGM is pretty old. And that's the thing, man. Mixing old batteries, new batteries. Fun stuff. Appreciate you, Adrian, for being here, man. We're going to hit that 1 hour mark anyway. We're gonna hit it.
Ding, 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 ding. Fries are done.
Thank you, Roger SDK, for the win, and the fries are done. Thank you, Roger. Appreciate you, man. And boy, tonight has been fun, huh? Fries are done. Fries are done. I see Joe Hobart over there on my other TV. He's about to tell me to turn down the gain. I love it. I don't always do that. Sometimes I do. I'll let the UnMasked show just keep rolling. It'll throw up the old ones and just have it playing in the background. Of course, low internet, just so it doesn't suck up all mine to go live. I've learned that lesson. Like I tried things, and that's the thing with car audio. You try things, you see what works, and if it doesn't work, you change it. You try something else, man. Thank you, Steven. Great info tonight, Andy. And congrats, 25. Dude, I don't know how that happened. Literally won on Kicking It with Andy last week and then wins the grand prize on UnMasked. No, you're done. 25. No more entering. Bill, if you see his email, just you know where it goes. Into the rig pile. Thank you, Steven, for being here. Appreciate you. And yes, make it rain.
Make it rain.
Hit it, Michael.
Peace. Speaking of making it rain, Robert Mallory just became a member.
Would you look at that?
Would you just look at that? Thank you, Robert. I appreciate you, man. Yeah, we have 32 members tonight. 32 new members. Sorry, 32 new. We have like 200. You guys are insane. Plus. Thank you for being here. He just wanted the L7X emojis. I mean, they are pretty neat. Would you just look at them? I'm so far behind on the comments. Look at those emojis. Literally L7Xs. I would pay for just that. I would pay for just that. Ah, yes. That's how I roll. One Titan 8 under the hood battery. Yes, they have the batteries that are meant for under the hood, and then they have the naked ones, which I actually have over here because I had to take one of these out for testing. I'm telling you, I've been doing so much stuff. This is not the one for under the hood, as you can tell. Sorry, my camera's geeking out. It's probably because I have product showcase on. I don't know. Anywho, this one does not go under the hood, but it is cool. Just the inputs and everything else. And the battery, I'm trying to think if the ones for under the hood, I don't think they have those type of bus bar inputs and stuff like that, but they work specifically for your vehicle and better for under the hood. And it works. Plus a 400 amp Mechman alternator, which is something crazy I didn't even think about, Bubba. You got an alternator, and on that Titan 8, I mean, it makes sense to have the power version, the 10 amp hour 75C rated batteries. That's what's in the power ones, and I believe the starting one as well. I'm trying to think on the actual charge current, because just because a battery can discharge a ton of power does not mean that it can recharge as fast. It just doesn't. It's usually like half. So I think maybe another battery would be smart to have anyway, just so that you're not putting as much stress on that single one, even when it's being charged, because it will take it. That's kind of the difference between AGM and lithium. They just charge a lot faster, and the alternator's like, oh, you want power? Battery's like, yep. And then he's like the waiter at Olive Garden. You want more? Do you want more? Do you want more? And then the alternator and the battery's like, yeah, man, just give me more, man. And then the guy's freaking out because he keeps going, and the battery wants more cheese. And that's kind of what happens. And I've seen alternators fry from lithiums, and they do put a lot more stress, but they charge so much faster. They really do. Trap House with another $5 super chat. Would you just look at that?
Well, would you look at that? Oh my gosh, just look at it. Just look at it.
You're right, Andy. That's why 90% of high-end, high-end cars put batteries in the trunk. Fact, not fiction. Truth. Yeah, man. You know, I'm trying to think. My Cobalt had it. I know BMWs have it. And I don't know exactly sure if that's, the main rhyme or reason. Maybe sometimes it even comes down to cosmetics. Like, they don't want a big battery under the hood because it looks... They just want to show off the engine. Here's a little battery distributor, and fuse block. Here you go. But that makes sense, too, to make their batteries last longer. And then they have a wire going from front to back, usually about 4 gauge. So if you run a system, you're good for about 1,000 watts without doing a run front to back, and it works. It definitely does. And it's a lot easier. Let me tell you, I miss my Cobalt, man. I really do. Thank you, Trap. Most are in the cabin. What is up, Daily Bench? The loser. I run an XS3100 series non-lithium, 500 amp under the passenger seat in a Benz. Help my entire system. I like the Group 31s. I got one of those as well. It's on its way out. It's like 12.7 volts, but I use it. pretty much going to be part of my backup solar charged system that I have. I have one of those and 2 other Group 31s I'm going to use just for, you know, power goes out. Instead of powering the Wi-Fi, I mean, I love this thing, this 2,000 watt inverter that's sitting here, but you really can't see it too much. But we do have backup power up in this room. But I mean, honestly, I think our fridge needs it more than my Wi-Fi. But I do want to get a small one for this, just for surges and just in case something would go out for a split second. But I do want to do that, man. You know, that's why this topic tonight, I'm like, batteries, EV, yes, this will be fun. Let me answer some questions, but I'm like, no, just let them do the show and see how it goes. And then ding, 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 the fries are done. You know, that's about it. Blake, you missed the entire show. I love you, buddy. I'm happy you're here, man. You just got to look at it. You just got to look at it. Would you look at that? Just look at it. That's all you can do. Had to. I want all the more I can get. Same, man. Same. Batteries are just a big pain in the butt to try to squeeze under the hood. Let me tell you, man. I remember whenever I first grabbed my first AGM, I had one in the back, and then I was like, oh, I grabbed another one, a Group 31. Let me tell you, an Eclipse does not take a Group 31 under the hood. I made it fit. I made it fit. Kind of wish I didn't do that. I wouldn't exactly call the Cobalt high-end or designed for aesthetics under the hood. Dude, those Cobalts, that's pretty high-end, man. It's like definitely a level over Geo and Plymouth Neons. Like, you're there, man. You're there. Love your Cobalt brothers. Appreciate you, dude. Get this one here, Daily Bench. I just got a new truck and I put in my aftermarket head unit. Now, next is building my amp setup, and picking my setup hopefully can involve some kicker components. Yeah, man, you know, these builds, I swear, they just never end. But that's the thing. It's a hobby and we're always striving to do more, or just with a new car. I'm happy to hear your guys' story, man. And the amp setup and rearranging stuff and figuring out where things go, that's the fun part in that. I love installing, but yet I don't. I love the planning and putting things and then seeing it all together, and I'm like, euphoria. You know that feeling? That's what makes it worth it, man. And then, you know, turning up, going down the street. Nothing beats that. That is awesome. I like Sunfires, though. I do. I mean, if they still made them, I would like them too. All right, cool, guys. Shoot, I feel like that was the show. That was definitely the show. We got an after party to get to. 35,000 members on Kicker Club. And Tesla Voltage. Yep, I covered it all. We did good. Oh, that's the wrong camera. Sorry, Blake. We love you, Blake. We do. All right. Yeah, that's it. I love you guys. And Tuesday, Kicking It with Andy. Make sure you guys tune in. Trying to think. I don't think the Titan series will be out this weekend. I'm probably going to wait a little bit. Do a lot of testing this weekend, but it'll be done. But without further ado, I love you guys. Thank you for watching the Unmasked After Show. Make sure you tune in Friday. We'll be live again, but Tuesday next week will be awesome. Again, guys at Kicker, Ernie, Aaron, the whole gang, you guys did great tonight. I love what you guys do. Never stop doing what you do. Love you guys, and I will see you at the caboose. What the heck is that? You guys hear that? What the heck is that?
Okay. So we're kicking it with Andy, right? You know what that means. We living loud.
Mr. B ate all his December candy when he shouldn't have. And what is that? Oh, it's here. The caboose is here. I hear it. There it goes. There it goes. I see Roger in it. Roger is definitely in it. Oh. Oh, man. Oh. Yeah, you can hear it going off in the distance. I love it. The caboose! Cuckachoo! I think Cornut's sleeping! That's it, folks! Roger's taking it! Love you guys! See you on the after party!